Hello friends! Hello friends, welcome back. BigDenoPlays Primal the Awakening, episode 3. We're having a ripping good time with this little deck building campaign game that is all about fighting monsters, painting the monsters and all sorts of other things. So it's going very well, I'm enjoying it a lot. Got my friend Whaley coming up this weekend, so I'm looking forward to playing with him, which will be great. But let's nip over here to the monster area where we'll face off against Felaxir. So yes, we've chosen story card number 4 here, which is called the Pack Leader. The archaeologist Emra has prepared an expedition to explore the gorges of the canyon bordering the Salt Desert. The aim is to study the ruins of an ancient civilization that once lived on Thyrea. A team of hunters is required to escort Emra and her seekers. So, by concluding this story, we will hopefully gain access to crystal gear of some description. But yeah, if we go and have a look at the little campaign book, which is over here, you can see that story card 4 is the pack leader Felaxir. So, some fun stuff happening there. We do need to add 2 special attrition cards, which have Felaxir's head on them. Where are they? Not that one. Not that one. Is it this one? No, that's Huron. Or maybe it's these pink ones. Yeah, pink ones. We got pink ones for this. Remove 2 base attrition cards with an attrition value of 1 from the deck. 1, 1. And shuffle in these. We've got a rock, which we know about. We've got a Bathanus, which is a healing one. We've got 2 Syracuse, which are damage dealing ones. And that is everything. Once again, our critter is painted. Felaxir. Pretty fun. These models are really easy to paint quickly and well. Cool. So let's have a look here. So I have not looked at it. So the previous 2 ones, I did a couple of practice ones to get my head in the game, try and figure out what was going on. For this one, we're going in completely blind, which is as it should be. We know nothing. We're going to learn everything at the same time. Oh, this is good. So Felaxir's stance 1 can only be attacked from the flanks. At the start of round 1, trigger all behaviour cards in play with the rampage icon. Thank you. Permanent, assign this card to a player. When a behaviour card is revealed, let's go Lajonia. The player with this card may cancel the effects of that behaviour card. If they do, Felaxir turns to their sector. And finally, when a player suffers attrition damage, trigger all behaviour cards in play. Ravenous. That is bad. I have already shuffled these. Let's go and have a look at our characters. I'm going to zoom in again. There we go. So, we've actually purchased ourselves some bone equipment now from defeating Toramat. We've got ourselves the Horn Wall, which is a better shield. So that's good. The shield does some cool stuff. You may spend a stamina token to assist other players in your sector instead of discarding a card with the corresponding keyword. Pretty good. Pretty good. We've picked up, we had to rebuy all of our potions, but we picked up an Iodine and a Hatrox. I really wanted to get that one that lets me draw 2 cards, but I didn't. And we've picked up a Skeletal Spear. So I might show that one off because I think that one's quite a cool one. When a behaviour card is revealed, you may exhaust this card if you're in the front sector. If you do, deal 7 damage and cancel the effects. So we can potentially do that straight up and do 7 damage and knock off a big chunk of his wounds to begin with. Well, let's see what the actual cards do first of all. And then over here, we've gone with Big Jaws, which is when the monster turns to your sector, you may exhaust this card to deal 2 damage for each aggro token in your discard pile. Quite good indeed. Awesome. So we'll deal ourselves out 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And we'll deal ourselves out 5. And I think we're good to go in the first turn. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, that's the other thing. So Felaxir has a weakness to fire. So if you have 2 fire equipment, which we do, you can actually trigger a deck advantage. So you can either add a card or remove a card. So I've elected to add a card because both of them have 2 fire gear. So there and there. Now for here, I believe I added a yellow card, and for here I added a red card. So we've got 7 red cards in this deck, which is outrageous. Cool, all right, we shall commence. Okay, so it is the start of turn. We choose the aggro play. We'll once again choose our sword and shield guy. We trigger at the start of the round. So we have a consume option. We're not going to do a consume. So at the start of round 1, trigger all behaviour cards with Rampage in play. So remember, we have this option here to cancel the effects of this card once per round and make Felaxir turn to our sector. That's definitely the wrong section. We wanted to look at this here. So we'll start with this one. Players in the front sector reveal the top card of their deck. Players who reveal the same colour as another player suffer damage. Okay, so we have a red and a red, so we both suffer damage. So you have to do that when it's revealed. Okay, so we both suffer 1 damage. It's a strong start. Boom, boom. That is done. So now we move this one over here. And now we do this one, which is revealed. The aggro player reveals the top card of their deck. So we know that that's that. Do we want to take a damage? We're okay with taking a damage. Look, it's an attack card. Nice one, Felaxir. He's kicking us in the teeth. All right, so we're not consuming. We have monster upkeep to conduct. So we will place 2 struggle. We don't do player refresh. And then we go on to player turns. Guess what? He's now going to trigger this one because we've started our player turn in the flank. The active player reveals the top card of their deck. During the action phase, the player must see the player card of that colour as the first card in their sequence or suffer a wound. Well, that is unfortunate because we know that the first card is a red. However, we have an option right now. So we are going to discard the top card of your deck. If it's a red, add it to your hand. Very nice. Do we want to discard for counterattack to deal 3 damage? No, not for the moment. Okay, we definitely want to move. So we're going to move using tempo here. And that's going to allow us to move. And we'll take this healing section. Yep, we'll go there. And then we're going to play push. So that is a blue card, which is draw 2. We're going to play that 2 stamina to allow us to draw 2. So no threatened token. We are going to trigger this in a moment, but we're drawing 2 cards. 1, 2. Yeah, this is going to work nicely, I think. So we're going to flip the blue, and that tells us that we have to, the active player reveals the top card of their deck. They suffer a wound unless that card is a blue. It is not a blue, it is in fact a red. So we will suffer another wound. That is 3 wounds before we have even swung in anger. That is a new symbol up there. What does that symbol tell us? At the start of the player's turn, if there is at least 1 player in a flank sector. Cool. Yep. This is going to be a very interesting turn of events, isn't it? Okay, so we're going to play this yellow, which is called Rally, which allows us to choose a player to immediately move without paying any stamina cost or draw one. So we are going to play Agility, and we're going to allow ourselves to draw one. And then we will play Shield Dance, which costs one, and we will use Perseverance to play that. So that, first of all, triggers a red, sorry, I played a yellow. So before we do Shield Dance, we'll trigger this yellow. A lot of triggers so far, that's pretty normal. The active player must either play a yellow as the next card in their sequence or suffer a damage. Well, I'm not doing that, so I think we'll suffer a damage, which means we've suffered 4 damage now. Good, good, good. So yes, so now we'll play Shield Dance. When your mastery is focused, ignore the stamina cost on this card. That's not what we're playing it for. We've played it after a yellow, which means we focus a token on our shield mastery. And then we're increasing the damage this attack deals by 3, which is a total of 7. So we're doing 7 damage to kick us off. Yeah, it's about time we did some attacking of him. And then I think we might play a green Perseverance using Rapid Dash, which will allow us to draw a card, and that is all. So we're going to end our turn there. So let's just go through this sequence again. So movement phase done, action phase play done, all of that. And then revive, then we do the attrition phase. So we have played 2 defense cards. We are not threatened. Ooh. So when revealed, each player in the front... I need 2 yellows? Oh my goodness. Each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. No greens. Goodness me. So we've suffered 5 damage in the first turn. Interesting. That's okay though. So we've completed the attrition phase. There was no attrition phase figures. So end of turn, we discard all of these cards from our sequence. Boom. We draw cards up to our hand limit size. 1, 2, 3. And then the monster turns to the aggro player. So it's going to turn to here. Now that is going to trigger a reaction because we have this turn card. So each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. There is a green from our hand. That will trigger a rampage, played a blue, which is here. Players in the front and flank sectors reveal the top card of their deck, red and red. So he gains a struggle. That's fine. He's also going to gain another struggle because we've just cycled his deck. This has been a very quick cycle through his deck there. All right. So that's it. We're now going to start this guy's turn, and that is in fact going to reveal this card over here when any player starts in a flank, which is what that one is. And that says discard the top card of the attrition value. Ooh. So I think we might cancel that one using our cancelling ability. Yes, we will do that. So we've used that this turn. Felaxir turns to our sector, so that's fine. That was cool. All right, so we know this is a red, so we're going to use our ability to do that. So we're going to play aggressive charge, which costs free. Are we going to move? No, we're not going to move, so we're going to suffer threaten. But that removes one of those. We'll play reactive guard, and we will discard this quick attack to play it. So that does base weapon damage, which is 4, which takes us to 11 of 12. And we have played a yellow, which doesn't do anything as yet. Then we're going to play double slash, which is a red card. We're going to discard this pressing strike to do that. And that allows us to draw 1 from this. 1. And we will suffer damage to increase the damage this one does. So it's 4, 5, 6, 7, and that is all. Plus we draw a card because we played an attack card. So that is a 7 damage. So that's going to take us to 16. No, it's going to take us to 18. And it's 12 wounds. So that's going to do a wound. 1, 2, 3, 4. So we've got 6 down. However, we've now played a red card, which means we trigger this red card, which is the active player becomes threatened and suffers damage unless they have a yellow. It will do its enhancement, but we do have a yellow in our sequence. So that is all. We're then going to trigger a rampage. Players in the front sector reveal the top card. So do we reveal an attack card? We do. We suffer 1 damage. Alright, it's not too bad because LeJonia, we want him to have damage because it allows him to draw cards. His health's critical, so that's fine. Okay, so we've replaced with those. Now because we played an attack card there, we drew a card. We drew into an attack card, which we can do 4 more damage with. And that allows us to draw a card. Our sequence limit is increased this turn. We have taken the aggro. And we'll play that. I just remembered we had a stamina token and a stamina token now. Yep, so we're going to thwart to remove the struggle. Do we want to do that? No, it costs 1. No, we're actually going to stop our turn there. Yep, stop our turn. So we gain a stamina token. Let's again run through this because I think when I've been thinking about my playing, I've done it quite wrong. So attrition phase, so we flip this, boom, it's a 2. We only have 1 card, so we are going to suffer a damage. Boom. Then we discard end of turn. Nope. So we discard all cards in our sequence. Yes. Draw cards up to your hand limit size. 1, 2. And then the monster turns to the aggro player. So we have an option when he turns to us to use our big jaws. How many red cards do we have in our discard pile? 1. We have 2. So we'll hold off for the moment. So that's the end of the round. There's no triggers at the end of the round. So we move on to round 2. At the start of the round, that was only the start of round 1. Oh, when a player suffers attrition damage, trigger all behaviour cards in play with this. The aggro player reveals the top card of their deck. Should have done that before. Let's assume that I do suffer another wound, which takes us to 5. Okay, it's all happening. All happening. So, start a turn. Consume. Do we wish to consume? I don't think we do right now. Not yet, no. On neither player. That could be a risk, but let's see if it pays off. Okay, so we are going to go over here to the monster area where we are going to behavior refresh. I'm going to add these two, which is then going to trigger struggle gain. And we're going to get 3 because we cycled through the deck, and 2 from gaining struggle. It's now onto our turn. So we have starting our turn in the front arc right now with the first player, which is happening. So we are going to trigger this one, which says the active player reveals the top card of their deck. During the action phase this turn, they must play as the first card in their sequence. It's Precise Strike. We're happy to do that. Or suffered damage, that's fine. We'll then trigger the Rampage. Players in the front and flank sector reveal the top card of their deck. He gains a struggle for each different colour revealed in this way. Red and red. So he's gaining 1 struggle, which takes him to 5. So we need to clear some struggle here. This guy is wild. I'm enjoying him a lot. All right. So first thing we're going to do is draw a card because we know that's a red. Thank you for your assistance, Felaxir. We have to move. So we use a stamina token to move ourselves over here into this section where the damage is. So I reckon we start by playing a Precise Strike into Wrath of Blood. Do we have a Berserker card? I don't think we do. No. Oh. Okay, so we want to play Precise Strike as our first card. We're playing a red first, so we're okay on that front. That costs us 3 stamina. We moved, so we don't have to be threatened anymore. 3 stamina. And we'll play Thwart for 2. No, we'll keep that one. Guardian Blade and Evasive Step. That's a total of 3. So this attack is going to do 4 damage, but it's an additional 1 because we're in the section with the Sirike. So that's 5 damage, which is going to inflict another wound and leave him with 3. We haven't triggered any cards from playing that card. It inflicts Vulnerable, which is about to be pretty tasty. Because now we're going to play Wrath of Blood, which is first of all a red card. So we place a counter on our card. We are going to suffer a wound, which is going to take our weapon strength to 7. However, if your health is critical, which it is, increase the damage this attack deals by 5. So that's 12. So we're doing 24 damage with that swing. Not bad. Not bad. Okay, so we go 12, boom, boom. Go down to 7. And we're then going to flip this. Did I forget to do an attrition card? I don't think I did. I only had 1 turn. Yep. So we're moving down to stance 2. Oh, it's actually an extra 2 because I just remembered we get the damage bonus from that plant that's in there. Oh, when he suffers a wound, he gains a struggle. He's about to gain that. There are none of these in play, so he doesn't trigger those. He's now 7, which is 14. So we're going to do 14, which is going to be another wound. Down to 6. However, now we are going to gain a struggle, which is unfortunately going to trigger a wound, 2 wounds actually, for everyone. I think we've made a bad decision. And that's done. And now I think, geez, we've got to play this yellow, don't we? Yep, we'll play yellow because we can't afford to suffer a damage and hope that that's enough. We might be able to stop him from attacking anyway. Alright, so that's the end of our turn. We need this to not be a 2 or a 3, we need it to be a 1. Oh, no. So our brave Darion has suffered another 2 wounds. And that has knocked him out. Because he has only got 10. Which is unfortunate. So we discard all cards from his sequence. We put a wound into his deck. We shuffle his deck. We deactivate this weapon thing. And we give him the knocked out token. Well, again, what this game comes down to is knowing what things happen, what cards happen. As I said, this is the first time I played this, so not knowing that that would trigger when he suffers a wound, is not something I can plan for. But it was still a good wound, so he is going to turn to face the aggro player, which is now done, and that does not trigger. It does trigger this one though. Yep, so that's ignored. Okay, so we're now going to heal a wound over here when we start our turn because we've got that Bethanus healing card. And we know this is a red, so we're going to draw that. And we're also going to start our turn with critical there, so that's good. We can cancel one of those. Got to remember that for each turn, once per round. So we've got lots of cards. So we're going to start by playing Last Breath with an attack plan. So that tells us deal damage to the monster equal to the damage you currently sustain. We have 7. That becomes 8. 11. Because of this card being on top of our deck, which says, while this card is at the top of your discard pile, any damage dealt to the monster by any source is increased by 1. We will then play a aggro strike, discarding Feint, which allows us to draw a card, and discarding Shield Block. No, we'll keep Shield Block, discarding Anticipate. So that is going to do 4. We did not move, so we suffer a threatened token. 4. 5, 6, 7. So 7 damage. Not bad. 1, which is 18. So we're going to do another wound. Leave 4 wounds. And we've triggered another shield mastery thing there. We need to gain the aggro. Yeah, so we'll play concentrated attack. Oh. No, let's do this. Let's play shield block, which is a yellow. And then we'll play concentrated attack, discarding this battle trance, which is going to flip our shield master card. And that's very good. We're not getting any bonus damage from that, so that's just going to be 4 damage. So we're going to go to 8. He's going to struggle because he suffered another wound. Not doing really well controlling struggle at the moment, but that's okay. I hope. So that's the end of his turn. So he's played 2 yellows, which is good. So we'll do the attrition phase. Boom, it's a 0, so we suffer no damage. End of turn, we discard all cards from our sequence. Actually, yep, that's fine. Then we deal ourselves 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We suffer a wound. This could be it. And then he's going to turn to face the aggro player, which is us, which then triggers this. However, we are now in the front, so we can potentially cancel this. Each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. We can reveal a green from our hand, so I think we'll do that. Yep. So that's the end of that round. So we'll start again. We'll go to the consume phase. So we will consume our Aylmore to heal 2 over here on LaJonia. And I think we might consume our Erden to gain a defense token while we're at it. That could be quite useful. Then I just realised that I needed to move to do any of that. So what we will do is move over here. He'll turn to face here. And I can do that because I had a stamina token. So that's all fine. Yeah, so consume, monster upkeep. We're going to discard this blue. We're going to replace it with a rampage card. He's going to gain 2 struggle. And it's player turns. So we are going to start with any player in the flank, which is here. We'll discard a card from the attrition deck. It's a 1, so we discard that from the game. And then we'll repeat the base effect of this ability. Now, I could have cancelled that, but I've elected not to. Let's play the Rampage card. Players in the front sector reveal the top card of their deck. Do I want to cancel that? Yep. So I'm going to cancel that using the Skeletal Spear. I exhaust that and deal 7 damage. So that's 7 and 8, 15. So we're going to trigger another wound. He's going to gain a struggle. This goes here. He's going to gain a struggle again, which is then going to trigger an unleash. So we're going to take 2 damage. And that is that. So I still have the option to cancel one of these cards using my behavior card Torchlight. However, I have Shield Master now, which is unreal. Yeah, so we're going to move. We're going to move over here into the flank where we can attack Felaxir. We're going to play Immolate, choose another player to draw one. He can't draw at the moment, so that's fine. However, when we play yellow, we deal 2 damage. 1, 2. And then we will play Shielded Strike at a cost of 2 stamina, which removes 2 struggle because we played after a yellow. Increase the damage this attack deals by 1 for each defense card in your sequence, which is awesome. So it's 1, plus we also increase it by 3 because we've gone yellow-red. So we're increasing it by 4, which is an 8 damage swing, which takes us to 11. So 3 more damage to take him out. Oh, we did have critical health, so we also draw 1. And we could have played push. No, that one we didn't get to play. Cool. So that's it. So we'll draw his card. He does 2. Now that normally would be a wound. However, we had that defense token from swallowing our potion, which has proved to be a glorious decision. We did have to trigger that yellow, which we will. And so we're going to cancel that. And then the aggro player reveals the top card of their deck. So we suffer 2 damage, unfortunately. So we have 1 health remaining. Turns to face. When you suffer damage, you may discard this from your hand to deal 3 damage, which we will, because that is going to take him to his 3rd wound and his final stance. When revealed, trigger all behavior cards in play, then he gains 1 struggle. There is a 3. When you perform an attrition check, reveal 1 additional attrition card and use the one that gives you the worst one. Oh, when the attrition deck is emptied, all players in the front sector suffer damage. Awesome. Alright, so we discard all of these. We draw cards, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He's turn to face us, which triggers this. Each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green. Very good. It's his turn, so he just flips his card. And that is the end of his turn. So the end of the round, we have no end of round abilities. So we'll go back to the start. We will consume, no consuming, monster upkeep. We're trashing this and this, this and this. We're then going to gain 3 struggle because we went through the deck again. Oh, this guy has been very cool to fight. Oh, and that. Okay, so we are going to start our turn. Now, this is an important one. Give the aggro player Trigger or start of turn abilities. Peril, behaviour, hunter, terrain. So we do have to do the peril card first, which is here. So we must play a red as our first card, or we suffer damage. Fine, and then we rampage, which is he's going to gain a struggle. Okay, so guess what we're going to do? We're going to draw a red into our hand. We're going to start our turn. Okay, so we have to play a red first. This is such a wonderful game. We now heal a wound as well because of that Bethanius thing. So we're going to do 18 damage to trigger stuff. I really want to play that blue first and draw 2, but I can't. Ooh, shield block. Shield block might be the go. So right now, I can't play any card other than red, or I'm going to suffer 2 damage. I don't have any way of avoiding damage right now. Resilience is the card I would like to play, or push. However, I can't play either of them. So let's instead start with a shield dance. Boom. It's a red card. No, we can't. We've got to move because he can only be attacked in the flanks. So yeah, we will discard this green, which is a feint, to move to this flank over here, which is going to give us +1 damage. That allows us to draw a card. God, this is awesome. This is so awesome. Ah, it's going to be good. Okay, so we'll shield dance. Boom. It costs us 1 to play shield dance. We're going to pay with this yellow rally. Actually we don't have to because our mastery is focused. So that will cost us nothing. It's going to do 4 damage to this critter. 4 damage. We've played a red. It doesn't trigger anything. It actually does 5 damage because of the +1 damage from that little tree. So we now stop that card so we can continue with our turn as normal. When a behaviour card is revealed, you may cancel this. Yep, okay. So we're going to play Resilience. And we're going to discard Attack Plan. Whilst Attack Plan is at the top of your discard pile, any damage dealt to the monster by any source is increased by 1. So that is going to be 2 damage from playing Shield Master, which goes to 3. 1, 2, 3. Then we currently sustain 9 damage, which is going to do 10. So that's 18, which is going to trigger a wound. However, yes. When you perform an attrition check, yep, great. So those all go away, and we're now going to trigger this yellow card, which is the active player must either play a yellow as the next card in their sequence or suffer damage. So what we're going to do is we're going to cancel that with shield block. So when a behaviour card is revealed, you discard this card and confuse the monster. I have absolutely no idea what confusion is. I think it allows you to cancel one of those, or it stops one of their next cards or something. I'll come back to that. Then I'm going to play this green agility, and I'm going to discard this blue, which allows me to draw 2. 1, 2. Oh, that's awesome. We're not threatened. Oh, huge plays. So I do still have my cancel a behaviour card reveal. I've played 2 defence cards. This aggro strike would be such a good card to play right now. Let's have a look. 1, 2, 3, 4. No, we're not going to play it. We're going to hold our turn there. So attrition phase, because we know it's a 1 or a 2. We've played 2, so that's fine. We had to draw 2 because it says when you reveal an attrition card, use the one that gives you the worst outcome. Very good. We discard all cards. We draw cards up to our hand limit. We do gain a stamina token. 1, 2. 1, sorry. 1, 2 cards we're drawing. Oh, I think we're still going to die, aren't we, Deno? Because we haven't removed any struggle. Yes, we are. Whew. Well, I think we're re-racking because that was awesome and we were very close there. We had to do what? Actually, what's confused do? Let's read about confusion, shall we? All right, well, we'll see what happens because this may actually still be something that could save us. Each player in the front sector suffers a wound unless they reveal a green from their hand. As you can see, we have a green. We then trigger the rampage. The aggro player reveals the top card of their deck. If it is a damage attack, it's not, it's a shield. He gains a struggle. So he's just gained a struggle, which does 2 damage to us. I don't think we can prevent that. Don't think we can prevent that, so. Guess what? It's re-rack time. Take 2. That's okay. It's okay that we've had a second crack at the cherry. In this particular game, it is expected. Expected is maybe not the right word. It is something that's going to happen. So, still happy with everything we've chosen. It's a few hours later. Had a shower. Had to reset. Had to reset the brain. All right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So, we have our aggro. We go over here to the monster area and we can see that this says nothing because it's the wrong one. This one. So we're going to give this to LaJonia. When a player suffers attrition damage, trigger all behaviour cards with the rampage icon. At the start of round 1, trigger all behaviour icons with a rampage. So we have this one. Players in the front and flank sectors reveal the top card of the deck. Red, blue. So he's going to start the game with 4 struggle, and that is okay. All right, so LaJonia is going first. Oh, we want to play yellow into red. We cannot do it twice, so we're going to discard aggro strike and move across over to here. We will play a rally by discarding this other yellow, which is immolate. So we played a yellow. We know that's a red, so we're going to use our red scale helm to draw that red into our hand. Yes. And so then we will play Shield Dance. So, oh yeah, and we'll actually choose an player to draw one. Oh, we might actually be able to do this. Oh, we're going to do it. How good's that? Wow. We're going to activate very close to mastery in the first turn. Shield Dance, while your mastery... oh no, before any of this happens, we've drawn one, we've drawn a red, we've played that yellow, and that's it. We now activate this yellow card. And the yellow card says, the active player must either play yellow as the next card in their sequence or suffer a damage. So we're not going to do that, we're going to suffer a damage, and that is okay. Rampage appears, and that is fine. We're now playing Shield Dance as a red, which is increasing the damage of our attack deals by 3, which means we will deal 7 because of our Horn Wall, 8 because we are in the flank with the Sirike, which deals an extra damage. So that is 8 in total. And we trigger 1 token on our Shield Master because we played yellow, then red. Then we're going to play yellow for free, and then we're going to play red, which will give us another token, and it will give us another 4 damage, which will take us to 12, which is exactly what we need to trigger the first wound. It'll actually give us 13 because of the plant that is in the sector we're in. Beautiful. 1 wound down from Legiona. We do not have a threatened token, so we can just move straight on. And that gives +1 damage. So attrition, if you have a look here, play action cards, activate ability, revive, attrition phase. So we're flipping 1 card, and it is 2. We played 2 yellows, so we do not suffer a wound. That does not trigger that, which is very good. And then we do end of turn. We discard all cards. We draw up to our hand. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And he turns to the aggro player, which is us. So he's now going to trigger this card over here, which is starting with any player in a flank. We need to remove some things. So let's have a read of this. We have the option to cancel one of these. Discard the top card of the attrition deck. Repeat the base effect of this card. Yep. We're going to use our Skeletal Spear to cancel that now, which is going to deal 7 damage and cancel the effects of that card. So we're not going to do anything else. Then, unfortunately, he's going to trigger Rampage, which is this one. Players in the top sector reveal the front card of their deck. If we reveal a attack card, we do not. We suffer damage, so we do not. All right, promising start so far. So do we have an assist here? We do not. But we're going to play Shielded Strike, Battle Trance Shielded Strike, and get our fucking level up straight away. Yes. Okay, so we need to remove some struggle. We have a blue. If we play the blue, we're going to trigger that in a Rampage. I've moved the wrong model over here. Let's just pretend I didn't do that because I'm not a doofus. Okay, we know the top card of our deck is blue, so we're not going to use our red scale card. Instead, what we will do is we'll play a blue, which is an aggro, so we're going to gain the aggro. it is going to trigger Berserker, which isn't going to do anything yet. This blue, does this one turn him to faces? Oh, I hope it doesn't. We're not moving at this point, so have a threatened token. The active player reveals the top card of their deck. They suffer a damage unless it is a blue. Guess what it is? It's a blue. Nice. Okay, well now we've got to play a red card, which means we're triggering another one. Oh no, Rampage. Rampage! The aggro player reveals the top card of their deck. If it is an attack, they suffer a damage. It is an attack. We could cancel that. Yeah, we'll cancel that one actually, using our card. So, he's now gaining a struggle. However, we took a struggle away when we played our blue card. All right, so we've played one card. The second card we're going to play is Blind Rage, which is a red card, which means we draw a card. So that will deal 4 damage, which will take us to 12, which will take us to the next wound. So we'll go down to 8. We'll do that. And then we're going to have a look at this red card, and it is... The active player becomes threatened and suffers damage unless they have a yellow in their sequence. We do not. We're already threatened, so we're just going to suffer a damage. That's fine. The blue one comes into play. Yep, we'll play Pressing Strike. It's another blue. We're going to discard this yellow. Oh, it's actually an extra damage from our attack because of our rapid dash that's in play over here. So discard that to do that, which allows us to draw 2. 1, 2. Ooh, that's nice. Were we better off playing the red first, Deno? Because we could have done that. Yeah, we'll actually play the red first. Red by discarding Guardian Blade. We draw a card, so that's going to be 4 damage, which goes to 5, but we're going to make that 8 by taking a wound. So we've got 9 damage now. And I'll just step through that again, just to make sure I'm right. So we played a red. That cost us 1 to play, which is going to be discarded evasive step. So technically we still have this card and this card in hand. So we draw a card for that, playing an attack card. Yep. Then we play this blue, which removes another struggle. Draw 2, which draws these 2. And then we trigger this blue card over here. We know that that blue card is, the active player reveals a thing, and it's a green. So we suffer another damage. There's no rampage, so that's fine. He's at 9. We're going to play Retreat 2, or Retreat. We're going to discard both of these cards, which are 1 stamina each. This one is when you discard this card, deal base weapon damage. So that's going to be 4, which is going to take him to 13. So we're going to knock over his first stage in the fucking first turn. Go, Deno! Raw! When revealed, trigger all behaviour cards in play with that reaction. There are none. When Felaxir suffers a wound, it gains 1 struggle. That's fine. Okay, so we've played this retreat, which allows us to draw 2. We could play this. We could play either of these. The next card in your sequence is a red, but I think we might actually just hold our cards, hope that this is a 1, and take the extra stamina. Actually, we need it to be 2 1s, don't we? Are we better off playing this green rather than the stamina because we have to flip 2 cards? I think he's got 2 yellows, so... No, I think we'll take the damage. We'll take the damage. So we're going to gain a stamina token. Attrition phase. It's 2 yellows, so it's a good call. When revealed, each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. We have 2 greens, so we're fine. Or 1 green. When revealed, reveal an additional attrition card and use the one that gives the worst outcome. So the worst outcome is the first one, which is fine. So we're suffering a wound. It's 2 wounds now. So we're getting our health to critical already. Concerning. So that's attrition phase. So end of turn, these are all going to go. Let's have a look at how many aggros we've got. We've got 4. So we'll have the first player taken next turn. So he turns to face. So turning to face triggers this one, which is a devouring bite. Each player in the front sector suffers unless they reveal a green from their hand. We have a green in our hand, so we're fine. No rampage, that's it. So end of the round, let's just go over here and make sure I've got my end of the round stuff right. Yep, peril, behaviour, etc. Cool. So we move on to turn 2. We do the consume. I don't think we will consume just yet. So he's going to gain 2 struggle. And he's going to discard the lowest card, which is this yellow, which puts a rampage in play. We now have the option to cancel. So we are going to start our turn with our brave barbarian, who unfortunately is going to trigger all 3 of those cards, I think. So the first one is, at the start of a player's turn, if there is at least 1 other player, when the active player starts their turn in the front sector, and rampage. So we're actually going to trigger 4 cards on the hop here. That is not good. So before we do that, let's see if we want to do, yeah, if you would suffer damage from a behaviour card effect. All right, we're going to trigger this one first. So we'll discard the top card of the attrition deck. It's a 1, so we remove it from the game. Then we spend a struggle, we do it again. It's not a 1, it's a 2, so we don't remove that one from the game. Cool. So then that triggers a rampage, which goes here. Players in the front and flank sectors reveal the top card of their deck. Felaxir gains 1 struggle for each card revealed this way, for each colour. Green and a red, so he's going to gain 2 struggle, which takes him to 6. So he immediately unleashes, does 2 damage here, and 2 damage here. I think I actually would have used my ale more, because I knew this was going to happen. So, okay, so we've completed those cards, so we now refill here, which is going to immediately add another struggle. These are going to get shuffled. And then we're going to trigger all 3 of those. This one, Claw of Fate, The active player discards the top card. We need to play a red as our first card. Sure, we'll play a red as our first card. Actually, we might cancel that one. I'm going to cancel that using our once per round cancel ability. Yep, we cancel that. We play this rampage card. We can't stop that one. Can we taunt? Because I'd really like to have this go on our other guy. Taunt. During another player's turn, you may taunt the monster by discarding a card with the keyword taunt. If you do, the active player draws one, you take the aggro and the monster immediately turns to face you. So we are in another player's turn. So we can actually discard this card. I don't think I want to though, because I want to play yellow-red. So no, we're fine. So we're taking 2 damage. And then this one, we're taking 2 damage. So we are on 9 health of 10. And we used our Ailmore. And there was not a lot we could do about that. But it's better to go big in a blaze of glory. Right. It's our turn now, over here. We'll spend our stamina token to move, which clears our threaten. And we'll move here. So we can use this rock to block attrition damage. So we might survive a little round and hopefully we can survive one more turn. There's 3 struggle. We'll take a card into our hand using Red Scale Helm, which we know inflicts vulnerable on the precise strike. You may play a card with slash without paying its stamina cost. So we can play that for 2. So if we go that, or are we better off just going reactive guard? Let's see if we can assist here actually. There's some good options. There's no assist. He's got 1 card that allows him to do massive damage. I know we need to play 1 defense card at least. All right, so we're going to play this green. Empty Fade. We're going to discard Reactive Guard, which is a yellow. You may play a card with slash as the next card in your sequence without paying its stamina cost. We'll play Precise Strike. No, we will not play Precise Strike, sorry. We'll play Double Slash, which is a red. So that is going to do 4 damage, 5 because we still have this in play. And we're going to trigger this red card. The active player becomes threatened and suffers damage unless they have a defense card, which we do. So we do become threatened. No, we don't. Sweet. And he spends that enhancement. So then we can play a slash. No, if we play a red, which is going to be Precise Strike, which inflicts vulnerable, and it only costs us 2. That is going to trigger our red Relentless Assault. Reduce the stamina cost of all red cards you play by 1. Glorious. 4 damage. We need to do 14. Guess what? We can play that one for free as well, which will take us to 14 and clear our turn. So attrition phase, this needs to be a 1. It's a 3. we suffer all of that damage, but I think we can, yep, we can use the rock. That's why we moved over there. Rock. When you would suffer attrition damage being a sector in this terrain, you may remove that terrain to prevent the attrition damage. See you later, rock. Come on. So then, end of turn, we discard all cards from our sequence. We will have a look here. We will gain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I've done this perfectly. And then he's going to turn to face us, and we're going to use the big jaws when he turns to face us. I just did a wound, by the way. So we're down to 6 wounds. He turns to face us, which is going to trigger his thing, but we're going to use big jaws. 2 damage for each aggro in our discard pile. Big jaws. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 damage. Sort of thought it was going to be a bit more than that, but 10 damage is rock solid. Okay. Berserker, resilience. What's resilience do? I don't know. Let's flip this. It says, each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. I have 2 greens. That goes into there. He gains a struggle. No shuffle. All right, I feel like we're doing okay. He also suffered a wound, so he gains another struggle. So he's got 4 struggle. Come on. This also should have been in here. So we have cancelled our card with this. Do we have an assist? No assists. Big jaws are done. We know this is not a red. We know it's a blue, I think. So we'll play, we need to do yellow-red, don't we? Yeah. Do we want to move? We do need to move. So we'll discard this blue to move here into the damage dealing sector. We can't do it. We can't do what I want to do. Our health is not critical. We know that's not a red. I'd really like that to be a red. So I reckon we won't do that. I think we'll actually use this green. And we're going to play tempo. And that's going to reveal. Suffers damage unless it's a blue. It's a green. Reveal. We haven't played an aggro as yet. But we have removed 1 struggle. And we'll now play this shielded strike. And we'll discard this yellow, which will just do 4 damage, which does take it down to its 5th wound. So he gains a struggle back. And that's it. That's all we can do. Yeah, I think we haven't done that yet. But yeah, we have done that, sorry. Yep, so, because we know that's not a red. Okay, that's it. So discard, attrition, sorry. 1, we have nothing, so we suffered damage. However, when you would suffer attrition damage from a behaviour card effect, no, you may discard it. So we take 2 damage and we are into critical zone. Those are gone. He then turns to face. Oh, it was an extra damage because of the thing in our thing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Lots of defense cards. Consume phase. Will consume to gain a defense token. Here. Hopefully that will be a worthwhile decision. Monster upkeep. We trash the lowest card, which is this one. We put a rampage here. And that's great. We're going to have many, many cards come our way now. He gains 2 struggles, so we suffer damage, so our mate dies. Couldn't quite control the struggle. Enough. We're close. We're going to be able to get him up pretty quickly. He dies a lot, this guy. I don't play enough defense cards with him, I think. Let's see if we can help him out at this turn. We played the aggro over here, so that goes here. We will definitely use our healing potion because we can't afford to have both of them go down. Playing it's going to be a very defensive turn. We're in turn 3. Okay, so we're going to start with this one, which is monsters with a front. The active player reveals the top card of their deck. Over here, it's a blue. Unless we play a blue as our first card, we will suffer damage. We then trigger a rampage, which is player in the top sector. If there's only one player, we reveal an attack card, so we do suffer damage. We will cancel that using this card. These then refill. This one goes. Discard the top card of the attrition deck. It's a 0, it's discarded from the game. We do that again. It's a 1, it's discarded from the game. Okay, this now shuffles. We trigger a rampage. And he gains a struggle. And then he gains another struggle. Whew. This guy is punishing, but awesome. Okay, so we start here with the aggro. We're going to start with this push card, which is a blue, so we're not going to suffer damage. We will move, discarding our feint. So we're going to move to here. That allows us to draw 1. And then we're going to use this teamwork to pay for our blue, which allows us to draw 2. 1, 2. So now we discard one of those because it's a blue. Good manoeuvring. That's not worth playing. We'll play this green, agility. We'll spend this blue. If you paid with a blue, draw 2. We do. Okay, got some options now. Let's reveal the top card of this. If it's a red, we take it. It's not a red, so we suffer a wound. And we shuffle our deck. We need to play yellow into red. Yellow into red. Shield block. When a behaviour card is revealed, yeah, we can't afford to use that. But it's the only way to do it. Yeah, alright, we'll play Shield Block, which is yellow. And then we'll play Concentrated Attack, which is a red. It flips our Shield Master. So we're going to take, he's going to take 4 damage, sorry. And that's it. Yep, that's it. We're going to keep these 2 greens in our hand. So we're going to have a look at the attrition. We need 1 green, yes, or 2 defense, yes. So we're fine. We discard all cards from our sequence. And we draw up 1, 2, 3. I wanted to discard both of these to pay the stamina cost to revive him, so we'll do that. So, and then we go here. Great. Now, this guy goes, it's his turn. He just heals, stands up, draws 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and that's it. Let's do this. We played a red, didn't we? Yes. Come on, man. This guy's punishing us. We do have a yellow in our sequence, so that is fine. We had both in our sequence. Followed by that, reveals the top card of their deck. It is a yellow, so he gains a struggle. Both of those go away here. Okay, so monster refresh, consume. Do we consume with Hatrox here? It's a risk. No, we will consume the Hatrox. So I'm going to put that there to remember that. We're at 5 health. So that's consume. Do we do it over here as well? Oof. Oof. We have got some options. I reckon we might consume our Hatrox actually. This is a risk for Darion, but it could be worthwhile. We just need to go ham now. Alright, so we monster refresh, we discard this. This comes in. Oh, we're going to heal that wound from the thing that's in there. That's awesome. Alright, over here. So we heal a wound. Start a turn. We have to move, because we can't attack him unless we're in the flank sector. So we will spend oh, that's a tough call. I think we'll spend this aggro strike to move. So we're going to move to here. We'll play Rally for 1. Let's see if the top card of our deck is a red. It's not a red. We knew it wasn't a red. Oh, we did get to draw a health because it's critical. Okay, so that's the same end outcome. Yep, okay, now we're on. Now we're on. So now, because we played a yellow, we deal 2 damage. 1, 2. No triggers for yellow cards. What does this do? Your weapon gets +3 damage till the end of the round. Okay. We'll play Shielded Strike, discarding this attack plan. We remove 2 struggle. 1, 2. Because of that yellow into red. We increase the amount of damage this attack deals by 3 because of that, and we get +3 damage until the end of the round from that. So that's 6, which is 10. And then we increase the damage this attack deals by 1 for each defense in your sequence. 11, 12 for the Sirike in our sector. So that is 19, which means we're leaving 4. He moves down 1. When he suffers a wound, he gains a struggle. Actually, we trigger this first, don't we? Oh no, that's fine. He's got 4 wounds down. We still haven't used our cancellation yet. And I think we'll call it there. Yep. So he's going to go attrition. It's a 1. We have 1. We'll discard all cards from our sequence. We actually have 2 because of our defense card there. So that's fine. We're going to stamina token. We're going to draw up to our hand size, which is good. Oh, taunt. He turns to face us. Turning to face us then triggers this. Each player in the front sector suffers damage unless they reveal a green from their hand. There is a green, which is cool. Triggers a rampage. Players in the front and flank reveal the top card from their decks. 2 greens, baby. So he just gains 1 struggle. Ooh, I'm starting to get nervous now. Feeling good. And he then turns to face. That's it. So we now know that Darion is about to have his turn. We know that this triggers now. So we'll place that over here, and that tells us discard the top card of the attrition deck if it's a 0 or a 1. It's a 2, very good. And then he's going to spend 1 struggle to do that again. It's a 2. Oh. Okay, so that goes here. These get shuffled, and he goes back to 3 struggle. This guy's been awesome. Oh. Come on, Deno, get it together. Okay, still have a cancel up our sleeve, I believe. So, do we have an assist, and is this the time to play it? No, but we've got some options in here that we're going to use. This teamwork one's the go. So remember, we're +3 damage on our attack value. So we heal 1, because we're starting in the thing with the Sirike. We're going to use this precise strike. Now, it costs us 1 less because we have our relentless assault. And we're going to use discard this teamwork card. When another player is playing the stamina cost of a card, you may discard it in order to reduce the cost by 2. So we're playing Precise Strike for free. We will take a damage to make that Precise Strike do 3 from our Hatrox, 3 extra from our weapon, which is a total of 10. So that's going to do 10 damage, which is going to do a 3rd wound and inflict vulnerable. And we're going to cycle to here, stance 3, trigger all behaviour cards in play with the thingy reaction. There is none. He gains that. This one goes away. When you perform an attrition check, we always do the worst one. Yep. Okay. So that was our first card. Now we're going to play Pressing Strike. And we're going to discard Guardian Blade, which allows us to draw 2. 1, 2. We'll check the top of our deck. It's a red, so we add that. And that is the card we were looking for. Wrath of Blood, we play for free. If your health is critical, increase the damage this attack deals by 5. So it does. So it's 4 plus 3 from our Hatrox is 7, plus 5 is 12. We'll trigger our vulnerable to make that 24. We need to do 18 to do a wound. I just realised we need to trigger this card over here, so we'll do that in a second. 18 to do a wound, so that's going to leave us with 4, 6. I'm starting to get very nervous now. We're on turn 4. Okay, so before we did that wound, we trigger this card. The active player reveals the top card of their deck. They suffer damage unless it was a blue. I think it was a blue, but let's just do it now anyway. It's a green, so we're going to suffer 2 damage, which is irrelevant at this point. We then play a red, which does all that damage and now triggers the red. The active player becomes threatened. We're going to cancel that card using our cancellation. Actually, no, we won't. We'll use Bulwark. When another player would suffer damage and you're in the front sector, you may discard this card to prevent that damage. If you do, you and that player draw 1. Draw 1. Draw 1. Oh. Okay, so we've still got this in play if we need it, which we probably will. So we haven't got Berserker. Let's use a Jumping Slice and let's play for it with a quick attack. When you discard this from your hand, deal base weapon damage, that's 4. Jumping Slice, if you paid with a blue, increase the damage the attack deals by 3, that's 10. Because we've got 4, 3 from the Hatrox and 3 from that, so that's 10, which is 20. Which means we need to do 16 damage to get it over the line. We will play an Evasive Step, which is a green. We will discard this yellow. That allows us to search our deck for a red and add it to our hand and then shuffle our deck. Sure, we'll put Battle Cry. Shuffle our deck. Come on, Deno. Okay, attrition check. It's a 3. We suffer attrition damage. We will cancel. No, we can't do that. We will do it the other way. We'll do. No, I didn't because I drew a card. All right, he dies. He is knocked the F out. Because I don't think I got anything to stop that, have I? Nope. Nope, he dies. We've still got this card though. So he's knocked out. He played many aggros. So he turns to face. Does he turn to face? Yeah, we'll assume he does. So he's done. That was awesome though. Yes, he's given us a chance. Come on, Darian. Giving us a chance. So you're telling me there's a chance? Okay. So at the end of the round, This has got to come to us. We've got to be the aggro. We have none of these to trigger. So we move over to the next round. We've got nothing to consume. So we're going to behaviour refresh. We're definitely going to suffer a wound because of the unleash, which is happening. Behaviour refresh, we're trashing this. We're putting this. And we go on to the player turn. So we're going to start, it's going to trigger this one. We know what that one is. Discard the top card of the attrition deck, remove it from the game. It's a 2. And then we spend a struggle to do that again. We've emptied the attrition check. It's emptied. Players in the front sector suffer damage, so no one's suffering damage. That's not getting discarded either. Then we're going to play the Rampage card, which is players in the front and flank reveal the top card, gain a struggle, it's a yellow, he gains a struggle, and that's it. 16 damage required. We cannot do 16 damage this turn. At the start of your turn, if your health is critical, draw 1 card. We draw 1 card. This is actually going to make it a chance, isn't it? If this is a red, we'll draw it. It's not a red. We'll play Taunt at a cost of 1. We're not going to move, so we are going to become threatened. We're going to spend our stamina token for that. Because our mastery is in play, we're going to do that. And we're going to deal 2 damage because of the Shield Master. Ooh, 14 to go, Deno. Come on, son. Epic. Yeah, we've done it. Shield Dance. We'll spend Feint so we can draw a card. Shield Dance is when your mastery is focused, ignore the stamina cost of this card. Oh, we don't need to do that, but we'll do it anyway. Increase the damage this attack deals by 3, because we've gone yellow-red, and increase the damage this attack deals by 3. So that's 10, that's 14. We haven't triggered a card yet. Rapid Dash, 4 damage, 18. Yes! Fuck you, Felaxir! You killed Darian, but it was not enough. We have defeated you. You little spiny fuck. Ooh, that's awesome. That was awesome. This game is unreal. I feel like I'm getting a bit cleaner. I feel like my play is getting a bit cleaner, which is a good thing. I'm still forgetting to move the turn counter all the time, which is really dumb. But yeah, that was unreal. That was so good. I'm using a lot of potions. I'm not sure if you're supposed to use all your potions, but I am using all of my potions every game just to get over the line, which is no good. All right, take that wound card out. That was good. That was really good. I liked that a lot. That huge turn from Darian, it cost him his life, but it was enough. So, books area, that was, what story card was that? That was number 4, the pack leader. Don't need the rule book, we need this one. The pack leader. $106 for our quest rewards. Alright, the pack leader. Unlock the Crystal Forge card. We gain an achievement, Secrets from the Past. Okay, let's have a look at the Crystal Forge card, shall we? A Shimmer Blade. Fun. Let's go, I'm tracking this online. I might just do this on the fly, actually. cool. This is an app that you can download and do things with on the internet. Isn't that great? So we have concluded the Pack Leader quest, which unlocks the Crystal Forge. It does all these things for us. Secrets from the past, etc. So that's cool. So now if we go over here, we can see that we've got some stuff that we can craft, which we're not going to do as yet. Instead, we're just going to read the next story, which is chapter 3. Won't discover that it's him till chapter 3. Cool. So we have read chapter 3. We each get 1 card pool upgrade. We quest unlock and we expire a quest. So we're gaining 31, which is the wreckage of the airship. Got to decide which one we're going to do now. I wasn't expecting that to happen. The roar of the sea, 31. The wreckage of the airship. Yeah, it's glorious. It's a magnificent game. What I'm most excited about at the moment is the learning of all the monsters, and no doubt the novelty will wear off after I've learnt each of the monsters' special patterns. And the test will be if the card play is engaging enough once I have that level of knowledge. But I think there's enough depth in the amount of variation that there is in decks and trying different things and trying different combinations of characters as well, that 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that I think we're going to have a bit of fun. So we'll call it for there. Our next mission will probably be against the coral monster, I think, which will be the roar of the sea. And so that is where we will find ourselves next. I look forward to seeing you all in the next episode of BigDenoPlays Primal the Awakening. BigDeno.